guys, it's a little quiet here, so I thought it'd be nice to do a little vlog video for once. I know I did one last time about my whole Cardland Audio DOA ASMR script writing thing. So I decided to do another one because for the past couple days something has been bothering me about not like script writing or novels by itself, but just creative writing in general. Because, if you really want to get or flesh out like a movie or detailed story, like sometimes what develops a character is their names. Like, I know in some short stories or in some short films, characters are not named because they don't think that's important as to what's actually going on, but if you're gonna do like a longer work, like it's more appropriate to give them a name. And usually names sometimes give out metaphors or they're unique because they can show you who the main characters are. So on Monday nights at college, I have a screenwriting class for my English major. Well, it's for one of the electives anyway. And I've been working on my script for the past couple of weeks. And then one of my friends, his name's Jerry, and he allowed me to say his name on this because I actually talked about making a vlog about it. And he's like, I like your script, but one of the characters' names is really, really annoying to me. And I'm like, what? Their names, like, they're the main characters, so I thought they would stand out. But then, of course, my main male lead's name is Ansel. And for those of you who are not interested in pop culture or whatever, Ansel is the name of the actor who played Augustus in the Fault in Our Stars movie that came out about 2 years ago. Yeah, about 2 years ago. So, the reason why I chose that name for this character is because it was not, like, based on this actor at all. I just thought, it's a nice guy's name. Like, I thought it'd be a nice guy's name for, like, a character who's supposed to be in college or something like that. So I was like, why not? But then Jerry would not let this go. He was just like, you should change it because everyone's gonna think the actor from The Fault in Our Stars. And I'm like, so what? It's not like I'm gonna make references to The Fault in Our Stars in this script. That would be completely, totally cliche if I did that. So, this conversation had been happening for the past couple of weeks, and Jerry just won't let it go. So I guess maybe this little vlog is just gonna be like a rebuttal, or maybe to answer the question, should we be so judgmental about naming the characters, or are there certain guidelines to naming characters for creative writing? And this was what I started thinking, because I know sometimes there are like some teen novels that the character may be named after, like, I don't know, Peter Parker from Spider-Man or something like that. And of course there's always jokes too. No, I'm not that Peter Parker. I'm just named Peter Parker. And some of that's funny, and it is used for a very if it's used for a comedic effect, then it would work. But if you want to name a character something and it ends up like their first name or last name ends up being like a name shared amongst a famous character or a very famous celebrity, like actor, singer, or whatever, you don't always have to put a little anecdote in the stories or a script somewhere saying, no, I'm not related to this said person, or no, I was not named after, or my parents didn't name me after this said person. Like, in real life, I don't think people actually do that, because I know there are certain last names that are shared with pretty famous people, and people can they don't have to say they're from, or they're not related, or they are related to that said person. I think some person could ask, but I don't think like in real life that happens often. Like, for, like, another example was, my female lead's character's name, female lead main character's name, is Blair Sprouse. And of course, by listening to this video, you're gonna think, oh, she probably put Sprouse there because of the Sprouse twins, Dylan and Cole from Zack and Cody. No, that was not why I put that there, because I mean, Sprouse is probably not as common as a last name as Smith or White or Brown is, but it's still a pretty common last name, like, I do hear often. Like, maybe not more often as other last names. Like, I mean, there's James, Smith, Jones. Like, probably not that common, but it still exists, and these people are not related to the Sprouse twins in the slightest. And then Jerry also commented that Ansel's last name, I chose Pattinson because Ansel Pattinson, that's a good combination for a first and last name, right? But then, of course, he's like, you probably chose Pattinson because of Robert Pattinson from Twilight. No, I didn't, because Pattinson is also a last name I've heard around and about in real life, and they're not related to Robert Pattinson in any way. So, I remember I'm a part of this writing group on Facebook, and I decided to ask my fellow group mates that, should a name matter when it comes to writing stories? I mean, if the last or first name shares with a specific person, will that affect the marketing of a story at all? And they're usually like, no. I mean, if you want to use it for comedic effect, you could just have them say, oh yeah, I'm not related to this person, or I was named after a certain character from a book, ha ha ha. But then the other half also said, like, if you just use it like nonchalantly, like, you shouldn't even bother. Or like, I highly doubt people are gonna say anything. I mean, are there exceptions? Maybe there are some exceptions, because there are certain people's names or famous names out there that are, like, really popular, or they're, like, maybe so unique that maybe you shouldn't, or else people are gonna make connections. The only name that I could really think of that would probably weird people out is if the character's last name is Bieber or something, because Bieber is a very unique last name, even though it's like a German last name, and I'm sure it's popular like across the Atlantic Ocean somewhere. But if you put Bieber down, of course they're gonna make connections to the singer, and the reputation of the singer might depend on one's opinion, but people are gonna make connections super quickly, and if they just throw the last name casually, like, I think people are definitely gonna be weirded out. But now that I think, and I think the other name, like, maybe last names like Jolie, like for Angelina Jolie, or maybe Pitt because of Brad Pitt, because they're also so unique that people don't usually put those names in. As for character names, like, those are the really really unique ones, like maybe I'm sure there's probably more people with the last name Pitt somewhere, but names like those, I think I can understand why people will be turned off a little bit, because those names are related to certain really, really famous people, and when you hear last names like Jolie, Pitt, and Bieber, you can only connect with those people. So I think maybe when authors are choosing names for characters, they want something that sticks and makes them rememberable when people are reading the book or watching the movie, but not as so that the only way they could connect with those characters if because they really, really share the name with another person. So as I was as I was thinking about this, like I looked at both of these characters' names, Blair Sprouse and Saul Pattinson. I can see why people would make connections, but I don't know if this is just me. But as I'm looking at these names and repeating them out loud, the first things that do come to my mind are not the actors or characters that maybe or that share the last names. I mean, I haven't heard comments about Blair's first name because I was expecting people to say, "Oh, like Blair Waldorf from Gossip Girl." I expected that, but no one said anything because though Blair's not as common, but not as rare either, I guess people, or maybe not everyone has seen Gossip Girl. They just did not make the connection. And by the way, I did not name Blair after Blair Waldorf. I think that's her name from Gossip Girl. I actually do not like Gossip Girl at all. Well, I don't like Twilight either, and that's not why I use Pattinson for Ansel's last name. I mean, I could be rambling on about this for the whole entire afternoon, but I mean, what are your guys' opinions? Like, for those of you who are in the sort of creative writing field like myself, what are your opinions about names? I mean, are there certain guidelines that people must follow, or could people just be free to write whatever they want? I'm really curious about this, and to be honest, I just want to prove to my friend that I really don't want to change these names because I believe these names are going to be stapled at whether this screenplay will become a thing or not. Like, if this movie will become a thing or not. I mean, this is for a class assignment. I highly doubt this movie's ever going to be made because my script writing project kind of stinks right now, but I digress. So, whatever you think, just type it down in the comments below. I'd be totally glad to read what you have to say and hear what your opinions are. And that's about it for today. Thanks for listening in on my 10-minute rant or something like that. Well, not really a rant, just my random thoughts. And I might do more of these videos because I'd like talking about these things and letting my opinions out in the open. And who knows, maybe some people share my opinions, some people might not. We're all human beings here. We don't have to. So, I'm just gonna leave it like this for today, and I hope to see you next time in the next video. Bye bye!